We are.
Okay, welcome to Elvis Fans Matter. And what we gonna do is...
It don't matter.
It don't matter. Now we're gonna maybe talk about some of the movie things that happened. Start maybe with Kid Galahad. Up in Idlewild, of course, we drove up there in the bus, and Elvis had rented a house up there, and we got up there and started the filming, and it was, it was pretty cool. So, and I'm talking about temperature-wise. In fact, it was downright damn cold. Come think of it. But anyway, Elvis and Michael Dante and Mushy Callahan and several others in the movie, we all on the first day, had to get to know each other and all. And Mushy was he was the boxing coordinator, and he would show Michael Dante and Elvis, certain boxing
moves,
and he would teach them certain things in the ring and how how to go about it. And Mushy was a funny guy anyway. And of course he had a hearing problem, and he had a hearing aid in his glasses, and we'd get around him, and we'd act like if we got real quiet, they'd say quiet on the set. That's when we'd go around and we'd get in front of him. We'd be like,
like you were really talking,
but
just moving your mouth.
And he'd reach and like we're turning it up. And then when he turned it up, we'd go to yelling.
Oh, bless him! I remember him telling about that.
He was a card boy, but I like Mushy. He told a story about him fighting one time, and he said back then, we pulled all kinds of things. He said just anything to get the guys' attention away from the fights or whatever. He said, and then he said one time, he said, I come up with this wild idea. I'll get this guy, I'll knock him out when he looks down. He said, I told him, look, man, your shoe's untied there. And he said, about that time, guy hit him with a right, knocked him down. He said, why you down that time? He was a card boy.
Yeah. Did he like that movie, doing that movie? Did he
oh,
enjoy
yes, he liked it. Yeah, Elvis liked it, and it was a lot of fun.
Was it John Blackman?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
And, but anyway, we had a lot of different things happen, up there. But believe it or not, Halloween rolled around, and it had snowed, boy, I'm going to tell you. And believe it or not, with all, I guarantee you, it was a good foot of snow. Because up in the mountains, boy, it does some snow.
Idlewild was beautiful.
And believe it or not, we actually had, some trick-or-treaters come around and...
Really?
Yeah. And knock on the door, and and they gave them candy. Elvis had a lot of candy because they knew it was coming up, but didn't know if anybody would come around. Boy, take no chance. So, but there was, there was a few come around, and boy, it was up there. It was beautiful, that snow and all, and we had a lot of fun. One time, which brings me to another story. One time on the set, this was kind of mean of us, but we couldn't help it. We was all joking around, having fun. Well, after Elvis would do a scene and all, and his shirt would get wet, where he was sweated. So the guy hung it up on what they called, the light, the grafter light, and shine down, and them suckers were bright and they were hot, so it didn't take long, and he'd turn a fan on it, and to get it,
dry,
it'd be ready, in just a matter of few minutes. So we got to watching him and we got to notice, he'd put it over there and turn the fan on, turn the light on it. So when he'd walk off and all, we'd go over and pour water on it. He'd come back.
It had to be richer than you.
and he'd go over there. He'd go over there, he'd fill of it, and get it ready.
Shake his head.
And he would. He'd shake his head, and we'd hear him mumble because we couldn't tell what he was saying. Because we was over back behind there just down laughing. So we pulled that on him a couple of times. Finally, he caught on. He watched us, and he caught us doing it. He said, "You guys are..." He said, "Y'all go get me fired doing this kind of stuff." but it was funny. He actually thought it was kind of humorous himself, even though he was the one that was going to get in trouble about it if they, But all kind of crazy stuff like that we had fun doing, and
most of the time when you were out on location, y'all did have a lot of fun.
we did. The pictures
you did
were
at
fun.
the sets too, but I mean, a lot of times on location.
On location and all, it was a lot of stuff going on.
A lot bigger area to pull pranks.
I know
and
when
stuff.
we was in Follow That Dream.
Was it Crystal River?
Crystal River. A guy took us out and was catching fish and crabs and stuff like that.
Y'all got in the boat?
Yeah, Elvis brought this El Dorado boat down there.
Really?
Yeah, we went out in the ocean, not real far, but out some. Anyway, we got these couple of fish and a couple of crabs, and so we waited, and Ann Helm went out there to swim. She did. We eased in and put them fish and crabs in there, and of course we heard a bloody scream after a few minutes, and she didn't think it was real funny. But we got them out,
She was,
Chlorine just about done killed him anyway.
Oh, she was in the pool and y'all.
The
okay.
Pool
I thought you were talking about in the ocean.
Oh no,
okay.
no, it was they had a pool, and we pulled all kind of stuff.
Y'all were always
Crazy.
doing some kind of crazy something.
Michael Dante, who was in Kid Galahad, he was a real nice guy, nice looking guy, and and after, I think actually him and Elvis had kind of made it up to where they would actually not hit hard, but hit, to make it look real and all, and hit and stuff. So, but we had a lot of fun on that movie, and all of them really. And we got pictures of Mushy and Elvis, and
a lot of pictures that
we can show
post.
and all that. So, but, I actually got I didn't know Michael Dante had written a book.
Yeah.
And
he's a friend of ours, Billy Swan.
And I got an autographed book that he wrote.
Yeah, and it was a good book. It was a good story. It was a western. It was good.
And but anyway, we had a lot of fun doing those kind of movies and stuff. And back then we'd always pull in some kind of a joke or something. We carried on all the time, and most everybody on all the movies seemed like they enjoyed
the directors
directors and all. They
uplifted
everybody and kept everybody ready to to clown around and then get serious when it come down to the filming part. So
who I liked a lot. That was one of his co-stars was Donna Douglas. Her name was Smith. She always said you and her were kissing cousins.
Yeah.
Ellie Mae.
But I liked her. She was really
nice. I did too. I got to meet her.
A lot of fun to be around. Anything we'd do. She was all for it.
I remember location in Arizona. I almost had Sedona.
Sedona, yeah.
Doing Stairway Joe. And when we went, it was just a little bitty town. A post office.
Had a post office, a bank, and a couple of
little stores.
That's
about it.
That's about it. It wasn't real big.
But it was a beautiful
But they
place.
had one hotel was on up
the King's
level.
Ransom.
King's Ransom.
Because I remember going to eat there. The King's Ransom.
What was the name of the hotel?
Yeah, King's Ransom.
But it was a beautiful place. But I know we went. Elvis rented 2 houses, and us, Richard, Patsy, and Gigi, and who else was somebody else that stayed in one house that was right next to his house. And we would, after work was over and all that, we'd play the dating game. The dating game had just come out, and we'd play or the Newlyweds, and we played those games because they had. You'd
have to ask your question and your partner question.
We had to write.
See if they would match.
We had a good time there. I know you and Richard. I can just see you and Richard. They were always doing some kind of crap, but they heard around that it was a real high stakes poker game going on up in the mountains that. They were wanting to go to, and you need to tell about that.
Oh yeah, well, we got an invitation, to come to the hotel and play poker in the room that L.Q. Jones had.
L.Q. Jones, yeah.
And we got there. Well, L.Q. Jones wasn't there, just a bunch of guys, that were on the set and all, and did, different things for the movie
took
company.
You? Somebody carried y'all.
Alan took us. And so we got there, and I thought, I just got so much. And Richard said, well, man, I just got so much. He said, maybe we can play a hand or two. Because we figured, about the first hand or two, we'd be out of money. Well, we got in there, sat down, they started dealing, and guess what it was?
Penny, nickel, dime.
Penny, nickel, and dime. That's what it was. And so, of course, we too embarrassed not to play. So we played a little while, and finally, game broke up. And
late.
And so we thought, gosh, we got to get a ride home. So we called Alan to come get us and pick us up. And he said, I didn't come getting out this time of night to come and get you. Said, I took y'all there. You can get back the best way you can. So we started walking. Well, then, it was warm out there, and snakes like to get on the road.
And they warned y'all too about that.
Yeah, and they had warned us about it anyway. So, boy, we were, Richard would light a cigarette just to have any kind of little light, and of course, strike a match every now and then or his lighter. We made it, but boy, I'm going to tell you, it wasn't...
How far did y'all have to go?
Oh, about a quarter of a mile. It
was pretty far because the King's Ransom was like up on the hill, and where Elvis rented the house was down
lower,
they had to come down that on the
but
highway.
We had a lot of fun.
And what's so bad is out there at at night it would turn
real
cool.
Yeah, God.
And the snakes would get on that highway to warm up because the pavement stayed hot.
It's funny, man. It'd be hot. Hot in the daytime.
Hot, and then
and
real
night,
cold
boy,
at night.
It'd be cold, and it just,
that's the desert. That's the way it is.
But anyway, we had a lot of fun doing stuff like that. And there's always something coming about,
Right.
And of course, we played tricks on each other, and the set. And I remember one time I had got these firecrackers. I was using them and throwing them around at different people. Well, Quincy Dean was sitting in this, which was one of the co-stars
one of the co-stars.
in the movie Stairway Joe.
Is that why she signed your picture?
Yeah, because every time she'd sit down, I'd throw one down and she'd jump, boy. I don't think she really found it funny, to be honest with you. But I did that several times. Me and Richard both, and sometimes one of the other guys, would throw them around at different people and hers. Every time she'd sit down, though, we'd light one, because she'd jump every time. So, but like I say, we always tried to make.
We'll have to show that picture where she signed a picture to Billy, and it was to Billy Firecrackers Smith.
Okay.
And I wonder, why did she put, but that's why.
Yeah.
I didn't. You probably told me that before and I forgot it, but.
We had a lot of fun on those movies.
Y'all got to do a lot of things. I loved when what movie was that we went on location with y'all? It was at night, and where he's having
Frankie and Johnny.
that. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
with that black cat.
yeah, that black cat came out. I remember that. That was
Yeah, that was. He was singing the song about the.
yeah. You can black cat. Yeah. What's weird is because I had never been on. When I started to get to travel with them, I had never seen anything like that, and when you see the way they're filming it, and then actually see it on the screen, it doesn't look,
look the same.
it's like a real place or something. But I remember we went on, that was on one of the back lots that they had all that set up, and
all you do is they put. Like you'd have the windows and stuff like that. Well, you had what they call
just
a
a wall.
backdrop.
Yeah.
And they would have maybe a wall that looked like, maybe a hotel or whatever.
And as it got on further down the street, it kind of faded out, and all that was like a painting.
It was a
big backdrop.
What
that
they call
dropped
backdrops.
Yeah.
But
Very
anyway,
interesting.
usually it would be just a big flat sheet of metal, sheet of wood. And plywood and stuff, and
been
they put it
lower
together,
down.
and they would paint it.
You could see the clouds, and maybe down at the end it would be a church or a bank or,
But,
more.
it's interesting, of course. If you ever get a chance to, go to California and go on the lots, because they still
They do
use them.
tours now.
Tours and all that. You'll see how it's done.
How it affects us is we watch movies and we watch old westerns and we love Gunsmoke and stuff like that, so we tape them all up, then we watch them at night or over in the morning till we get ready, and we sit and pick out mistakes they made. Or, okay, do you see that? Billy will say, you see that shadow in that behind that bush? That wasn't supposed to be in there. And we saw one, it was way out in the west, and far off, you could barely see it. It was cars going by. There were no cars back then.
Right. Yeah.
And Billy said, "Oh, there's a mistake they made. They didn't cut that."
We'd sit and watch them and pick them to death. But,
we do that.
We do
now.
that. Still do it now.
Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thanks for watching.